The legion of the Chinese military general Yue Fei is one of enduring loyalty and patriotism. Yue Fei was remembered for his military successes, loyalty towards his country, and filial piety for his elderly mother. Yue Fei was born in 1103 AD towards the end of the northern Song dynasty from parents who were humble farmers in what is today's Henan province. As Yue Fei was growing up, China was constantly attacked from the north by the fierce Jurchen army. During this time, the southern Song imperial court urgently tried to enlist soldiers to defend the country. Young Yue Fei was torn between going to fight for his country and staying home to care for his elderly mother. One story has it that Yue Fei's mother encouraged her son to embrace the honor of defending his country. She asked him to take off his shirt and then tattooed 4 Chinese characters on his back, 精忠报国. It means to serve the country with loyalty. After the Jurchens invaded the northern Song capital of Kaifang and captured the emperor in 1127 AD, the emperor's younger brother escaped to establish the southern Song dynasty. General Yue Fei became a symbol of hope during these difficult times. It was believed that once he led only 500 men and defeated the 100,000 Jurchen army, forcing the enemy to retreat. Yue Fei was not only known for his courage and bravery, he was a man with lofty moral principles. He cared for his soldiers and personally attended to them when they were ill. He helped their families when they died in combat. But he was also strict with them and forbade them from plundering civilians in the towns they passed through. Yue Fei was also remembered for his benevolence towards ordinary citizens. After suppressing a revolt soon after the founding of the southern Song dynasty, Yue Fei pleaded with Emperor Gaozong to spare the lives of the ordinary people in the town. He eventually convinced the emperor to only execute those who had started the revolt. The story has it that Emperor Gaozong presented Yue Fei with a banner to honor his loyalty to the throne and to the welfare of the people. But Yue Fei's military achievements made some corrupt palace officials jealous of him. They poisoned Emperor Gaozong against him. Yue Fei was thus recalled to the palace and stripped of his military duties. A year later, in 1142 AD, Minister Qin Hui sentenced Yue Fei to death on false charges. Yue Fei was only 39 years old at the time of his death. The public mourned for the death of the hero and despised Qin Hui. According to historical texts, 21 years after his death, Emperor Xiaozong acquitted Yue Fei and reinstated him as the loyal general. For their role in Yue Fei's death, iron statues of Qin Hui, his wife, and 2 other palace officials were made to kneel in front of Yue Fei's tomb.